Hey guys, and welcome to today's session with the Google Digital Garage. Today we'll be doing getting started with digital advertising. Hopefully you've all come here from different places around the world, looking to expand your knowledge when it comes to digital advertising. Today we've got a nice short hour session where we're going to drop into the main aspects of what is digital advertising. And hopefully this will give you a solid understanding and direction to go down. If you're a small business, if you're an individual, a charity, or maybe even just looking to expand your knowledge, this is the place to do it. So welcome to the Google Digital Garage. Today, you're going to have myself delivering the session, which is Joseph K. Muldoon. We've also got Rushane, and I do apologize if that is incorrectly pronounced, who's going to be doing the moderating throughout today's session. So do feel free to introduce yourself, maybe say what business you are, why you're here. If you do give me an example of what your business is, maybe the industry and what it is you're hoping to take away from today's session, I might try and use these as examples throughout today's session to basically make it so that we can do that. So yeah, we've got to get started. So first of all, we're going to do this in 3 solid steps. We've got 1, 2, and 3. Bite-sizable chunks. The first one is understanding search advertising. The second one is utilizing display advertising. And the third one is learning about advertising on social. So 3 bite-sizable chunks that we're going to go through to make sure that you understand everything. So the first one we're going to talk about, and what's most important before we kick into all of this, is the potential totally free help, totally free assistance that you can get for Google with your business or your charity. So if you've got a small business or you work for a charity, feel free to go to g.co/UK mentoring. Here, you'll be able to sign up to different one-to-one sessions from digital advertising, getting your business more visible on Google, or any area of interest that is available to you. These are totally free sessions, only available in the UK. So I apologize for everyone outside of the UK, but essentially these are UK based. These take 2 minutes to sign up to, and you'll get one-to-one mentoring with an expert from the Google Digital Garage program. So first of all, what are we going to talk about today? What is it we need to look at? So search advertising, what is it? Essentially, it's advertising on search engines like Google or Bing. As soon as you see a search result at the top of that search engine, that is search advertising. So what is the different things we need to know about when we're doing this? So first of all, every single one of those search advertising results come from what is known as a search query. So if you type in something, if you speak using Siri, if you speak using Google Assistant, Bixby, I think it is on Samsung, what's it called? Amazon's Echo/Alexa, anything you do with your voice by typing into a search box is a search query. Depending how you search is depending on how that query gets displayed. But essentially, your search query goes into a box. As soon as you've done that, Google then looks at, or Bing, looks at their ads that have been created and then displays those ads to match the relevant search query. So for example, takeaway pizza. If you look here, someone's typed in takeaway pizza, an advert has come in instantly in yellow. It won't be yellow, it'll just be that what's there without the yellow box. And it'll make an ad that's relevant to the word takeaway pizza. So here we can see that Domino's are displaying an ad saying Domino's pizza, buy one pizza, get one free. Domino's.co.uk. 16 locations in London. So I imagine that this person has done a search for the word takeaway pizza and it's in London. Hence, it's returned relevant results in London. Then underneath that is your organic search results. So organic search results is how you've made your website optimized. You've got keywords. You've considered something called search engine optimization. So this is not paid for with money, but to get there, you've either paid for with time or you've paid someone to optimize your website. But today we're going to be focusing on adverts, not necessarily the organic side of it. So first of all, the example that we're going to use is Paulie's Pizzeria. It's an Italian restaurant situated in Edgbaston, which is in Birmingham. Paulie wants to increase his sales and is interested to know how digital advertising can do this. So this example is a really good one because we need to think how you would do this for your business as well. So first of all, there's a 4-step process. So step 1, understanding your customers. Like anything in the world, if you don't understand your customers or don't understand who your target audiences are, then how can you Create content for them. How can you make these adverts match what they want and therefore optimize how you can communicate directly with them? So, step one, understanding your customers. We need to consider who is your audience. So, for example, for Paulie's Pizzeria, think about this. What is his audience of people around him? Is he going to focus on students, busy professionals, and pizza lovers? And you might think, well, why would you do that? Well, students can't be bothered cooking, often spend a little bit more money on things they don't need. I was a student once. When the student loan came in, I was rich for like a month. I was just like, boom, pizza out, why not? And then you get to the end of your student loan and you're very frugal for a few months. But the thing is, what we've got to consider is that if you're based in a student area, this is a perfect example of an audience that you want to regularly come to your pizza place. Busy professionals, on the flip side, they have money, but they have little time. So have they got time to cook pizzas? They got time to make the dinner when you get back at 8 o'clock at night and don't want to cook something for 30 minutes? And then we've got pizza lovers. So people that want authentic, Italian, tasty, fresh mozzarella, fresh basil, pastrami, salami, prosciutto ham, stuff that is amazing. They don't want cubes of ham. So all of a sudden, here's three audiences. And we've not even talked about families, single individuals, football lovers. There's a world to look at. So the three we're going to base this on is students, busy professionals, and pizza lovers. Where are they searching? So they're searching in Esbaston, in Selly Oaks, and B15, because that's the postcode. So straight away, we've started to consider who they are and where they are. So then what's important to them? And you might think, why do we need to know all this? Because essentially, if you're a busy professional, you want fast delivery. If you're a student, you might want a variety of toppings because there's loads of you. Can you do half and half pizzas? But if you're a pizza lover, I want authentic ingredients. And again, you might be thinking again, why is this so relevant? Well, if you're a pizza lover and you type in authentic Italian pizza in Edgbaston, delivery, takeaway, whatever you're going to type in, well, then you don't want it to come up with a pizza that's just big cubes of ham. You want it to say like prosciutto ham, salami, straight from Italy, imported, the finest produce, because that's going to persuade me. When if I'm looking at a pizza lover, I'm not really that bothered about buy one, get one free. That might get me over the finish line, but I'm just looking for good pizza. So once you start to understand your different audiences, where they're from, what they actually are interested in, you can start to create better ad copy that is going to match what they want, which means then you're going to convert a higher amount of people. So what we need to consider next is a keyword plan. So before we get into this, what did we say was a keyword? What did we say was a search query? So a keyword is basically words or phrases that are used to match your advert with the term that people are searching. So for example, keywords closely related to your business might be pizza, fast food, takeaway. Keywords associated to location, B18, Edgbaston, Birmingham. And then if you smash these words together to get a combination of keywords, this can be used. You can also use local search. So for example, if you do type in pizza near me or pizza takeaway on, say, Google Maps or Google, it may use your local IP address so it knows where you're from. Hence, you might not have to type these as well. But by typing in pizza B18, it then means you need to consider, right, what's your local area? What keywords can you include to optimize this? But you can now start to see what is it that people actually type in. What do you type in when you're looking for a pizza? So when you're looking for a pizza, what is it that you type in so that people can basically understand how you are now understanding keywords? So we've got pizza, we've got Edgbaston, and we've got all of this information together. So start to think about what your combination of keywords is. So the exercise we're going to have a consideration for here is matching these keywords. So mobile hairdresser in Birmingham. What keywords would you associate to a mobile hairdresser? So we've got barber, Birmingham. Hairdresser reviews, Birmingham. Phone repair, Birmingham. So straight away, when we're looking at this, phone repair, Birmingham, no, that's not what we're going to be looking for. Hairdresser reviews, Birmingham. As you can see, this is the task that you want to be going for. So we've got phone repair shop. We've got where can I get my iPhone screen, Birmingham, fixed. So have a consideration for this and think, what can we do about this? What keywords will match each one of these as we're doing this? So as you can see here, one second. Once we have a consideration for keywords, we can then start to think about creating engaging or search adverts because we've started to understand this process. So we've got creating engaging search adverts. What we have to do is consider, well, the keywords that we're considering need to match up with the content that we're writing. So these keywords can now come across into the actual ads that are going to be seen online. These are actually going to be a really good way of basically getting the keywords to match up with the ads so that the questions that they're asking are going to be the answers are going to be what you see on the actual ads. So here we can see we want to match the ad with a customer headline. So people who value convenience, we're not going to say Italian Neapolitan pizza. We're going to say fast delivery, and then we're going to have a consideration for fast delivery and scheduled delivery available. So straight away, this means that they need it delivered very quick, or they need it delivered at a time that's convenient to them. Maybe they're on the way home. They always get home at 7:30, so they can schedule their delivery. If people are typing in a variety of pizza toppings near me, again, 17 different toppings available, a different deal every day. People who value authentic experiences, authentic Neapolitan pizza, live Italian music if you come to our restaurant. So can you start to see by getting in the mindset of these people, how do you then do this? By thinking about what it is that they would want. And if you don't know, ask your audience. You've got Twitter, you've got Facebook, you've got Google Forms, you've got SurveyMonkey. Put a thing out to your audience and literally ask. So putting it all together, how can we do this? The first thing you need to do is go to Google Ads, start a new campaign, and go to search, and make sure you choose a search campaign. Once you've done this, you can choose the area so you're not presenting it to the whole country. You're only presenting to the area that are interested. Otherwise, you can waste your money. So type in, say, for example, Edgbaston. You can put that into your exact targeted location. Now add your actual ad group name and start to add your keywords and then create the actual ads. So where's the URL going to land? The headline, pizza takeaway in Edgbaston, fast 15-minute delivery. Pizza to you in 15 minutes or we'll give you a free pizza. Order now. That is a very persuasive bit of content and for students, absolutely perfect. Because if it's not delivered in time, you're getting a free pizza. But make sure you can do it in 15 minutes. So we've got some questions here. One second. How do you narrow down to 3 customers, student, professionals, or pizza lovers? So what you'll need to do is think about what your business is. Have you said what your business is, Kirsty? Oh, Crystal, sorry. 1 second, I'm just checking in the comments to see if you introduced it. So essentially, if you haven't, it's fine. Basically, what you need to consider is think about if you're, say, a beauty therapist, you've got to probably think stereotypically it's going to be more women. Then you're going to break it down into maybe single individuals, married individuals, wealthy individuals, students who might want special offers. So all of a sudden, if you just break it down into single individuals with loads of spare money and want to keep fresh, want to have the nails done every week, maybe parents, so maybe offering it at times when it's during the day when you're less busy, but maybe when their kids are either busy, or you open it up and say, we've got a kids area in our beauty salon so that you can bring your kids while you're there. So starting to think of these individuals just means, who are your individuals? Write a list of different demographics of people and different demographics that you can associate. Once you've done that, then start to pick who are the 3. It's not mean you have to have 3, but start with 3, understand them, start to write a bit of information about them. I'd recommend, if you've not fully understood it, go to go to Google Digital Garage and have a watch the presentation for writing for social media and strategy for social media. It basically goes into avatars, pen portraits, personas, target audience, and you start to write up a bit of a story about each one to fully understand who they are. So do have a look at that, and hopefully that will help you out with that. So sustainable fashion accessories. So for example, that could be you're going to have maybe mothers who want some level of functional clothing or want something that matches being a mother, quite easy to clean. You might have men and females who may be a bit wealthier. So you could maybe have some content, some clothing that is more expensive. Or you might just have the people who are just bothered about recycling clothing, who want cheap clothes, but recycled clothes so that they've got affordability. But yet maybe you're doing what are they called? Swap shops or something like that, where you sell tickets to an event and then they bring 10 pieces of clothing and then swap it. So start to think of who your target audiences are, and then start to think, how can you create ads and content that matches what they're looking for? Hopefully that sort of answers your question. How do you work out the most appropriate keywords that users are searching? Yes, there is an analytics tool. I think we come across it in a minute. But have a look. If we don't, you might have a look at something called Google Trends. So you can go to Google Trends and type in keywords and see how big those words are. So for example, Wellingtons in England, welly boots, in America, they call them rain boots. Welly bobs is more popular. So you can start to see then in different countries, in different areas, what are the popular words that people are typing in. And this will then help you see which of these keywords are more popular. And then when you do your ads, it will also tell you which keywords get activated more often. So you can start to learn. And this is part of ads, is you've got a bit of a learning process at the beginning. So you have to invest a little bit of money to understand the ads in the first place. The next thing we're going to come across is what are display adverts. So we talked a minute ago about search ads, which is the text at the top of ads. The next thing we're going to have a consideration for is display adverts. So you might think, well, what are display? Have I seen display ads? I guarantee you will have seen a display ad. A display ad is something that comes up on the page that is a visual ad. It's not necessarily always there to make you buy things. Sometimes it's about reminding you. It's about dropping a little, like sort of the idea of inception, a dream in a dream. If you can see an ad for John Lewis continuously, you probably think John Lewis is then a reputable brand. If you keep seeing this ad for Sony TV, and next time you're looking for a TV, you're like, Sony Ultra Slim TVs, they looked quite good. You never researched it, but you've seen it at the side of things. You might see it on a technology website. You might see it on Which.com. You might see it on John Lewis's website. You might see it on another technology website, because what's great is that you can choose where to put them. But these ads are designed to be persuasive and not necessarily buy now, but just put the idea of this brand in your mind. So how is this different from search advertising? Search advertising is generally focused around adverts for search queries in search engines on Google.com. And the primary objective is to generate sales, where display advertising is serve these adverts on different websites. And the whole idea of this, it could be in news, it could be in blogs, local news, local websites, but it's the most relevant when the primary objective of these is to get the brand awareness, is to get traffic. So if you want to say a new brand, a new shaver, a new technology, it might be that you put it on technology-based websites so people see it and assume if it's on a website like this, it's got to be reputable, it's got to be a good advert. So straight away you start to go, actually, this is quite good. I've never seen this before. Let me click on it. You see it and you're like, oh, that's really interesting. But once you've clicked on it, you've been to that advert. Now you can get retargeted. And when you're being retargeted, it means you might get a different advert next time. And then the time after, you get a different advert. It can take what's known as up to 7 touch points for someone to be persuaded to interact with that ad. So have a consideration for this. Because that then means that if on the 7th one they buy, it might be a Facebook ad twice, it might be a search ad, it might be a display ad, but then they buy on the 7th is the average. So you can start to see the importance of these different types of advertising. So how does this process work for display advertising? Again, understand your customers. But once you understand who they are, well, last time we needed to understand more of their habits and understand what they wanted. This time we need to understand where they are. So students, what websites do they go on to? If there's any students here, I imagine you probably have heard of something called Student Beans. There's SU websites. There are student hub websites. There's even student sections of like ASOS and so on and so forth. But it means they can get discounts. It means they can get options that other people don't get. But if you know Student Beans exists, which is a website that loads of students go on for discount codes that they can get for totally free. But if students are there, would it make sense to advertise to that local area of Edgbaston on that website? So it doesn't display it to the whole world, just in that little area. Which then, if students are going there, then you know they're going to see it. And the students with an advert with a nice image about buy one, get one free, the perfect student deal, 4 days a week, Monday to Thursday, because you don't want to lose that much money on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because you're busy anyway. The next one, busy professionals, so local food directory websites, pizza lovers, maybe food blogs, because they're looking for the best pizza in town. They follow Greatest Food in Birmingham, the blog. So you might advertise on that site because you know they're getting loads of traffic, and you might even be able to partner up with them and get your website on there, but then advertise on there as well. So straight away, by understanding who they are, vastly important. Understanding where they are, even more important. So finding the placement ideas. So straight away, what you can do is just type in the keywords that's relevant to your business on Google display ads. Once you've typed them in, it will suggest a list of websites. So here we can see ordertakeaways.co.uk, www.pizza.co.uk, eateasy.co.uk, pizzamaking.com, everymenu.co.uk, and it starts to give you the relevance and then the ad formats that you will need to have if you want to display on them. So, for example, there's different ad formats, the thin one down the side, the banners across the top, little squares for little inserts, video ads for like YouTube or in between clips on Facebook, and so on and so forth. You have to consider each ad types, but the display planner lets you do this. So you choose which websites you want to be on because you know where they're going. Then you create an engaging advert. So here, pizza in Edgbaston, buy one, get one, second one free. Pizza in Edgbaston. A nice little button. They can click on that and go to Paulie's Pizza. So you've got a crisp, fresh pizza with fresh Parmesan, some rocket on top, some tomato on top. I could argue that you could make that marginally better maybe and have maybe someone eating it smiling or some different age students. So again, you've got to make it visually appealing, but depending who your target audience is, depends how you're going to present that ad. So students, you can choose the demographic of their age between 18 and 24 or whatever it is. And then for older professionals, 25 to 32. For older families, maybe 28 to 42. And start to break down these ages because you know that students aren't generally going to be 32 plus. And that's what's great about ads is that you can target it directly at your audience when you understand who they are. Putting this all together, so how can we make this ad now totally relevant? So again, we go to Google Ads. Just go to Google, type in Google Ads. Once you've done this, you'll start to have a really good idea then of how you can develop a display ad. Then go to sales. Again, choose your area. You can choose a radius around this. I do think they have changed this now, so it is postcodes. So do have a look at that. You can choose a few postcodes in your area. Once you've done this, you can now start to see, right, I'm going to edit the targeted placements. So I'm going to choose the relevant websites. Can you also see just here, it's got impressions per a week. So this is how many people go to these websites per a week, which means you're choosing the places where you think it's going to get the most reach. So 250,000 to 300,000, 5 million to 10 million. So it's not necessarily choosing which one is the most amount of audience. It might be that that one is going to get better people. That one is going to get people who are more likely to buy when other ones, they're doing research. So consider this when you're choosing your websites. Spend this little bit of extra time maybe researching them, seeing where the different blocks are on the page, imagining where your advert is going to be. Once you've done that, create your advert. The most important thing here is the copy and the images. So if you think that image is persuasive and that's perfect for students, and I'd say it's not far off, that's a young individual who's eating a pizza, smiling. That to me says pizza better for a student than the last one. So consider what it would be to serve you that ad. What is your emotional response to that ad? Long stringy pizza with cheesy strings pizza. I'm like, ooh, must be fresh. She's smiling. She's probably had a piece already. It's a nice, colorful background. It's got a fresh piece of pizza in front of us. I'm pretty happy about that. Let's investigate more. Oh, and it's buy one, get one free. That's perfect for students. So consider this when you're doing your ad. Don't just go, I've got no time for this. The more time you invest, the greater you understand your target audience. The more you understand your target audience, the greater the content that you can write. The greater the content that you can write, the more emotional response it will give to that target audience. And the more emotional response means you've got a better chance of people clicking on that ad and therefore converting. Hopefully that makes full sense to you. I apologize if it doesn't. So next, we've got some more questions. I own a plant store in India, so can you suggest how to increase my sales? I want to target my local market. So again, break down who your local market is. Is it women who love plants? Is it men that love plants? Is it families that love plants? Is it young professional singles who love plants? Then once you work that out, for example, the stark contrast could be that stereotypically, if it's young professionals, have they got time to look after these plants that live on the edge? I hate plants, I'm sorry to say, but I have 2 plants in my house. One of them is a form of cactus. The other one is like a fern. So it literally needs minimal watering, which means they both live. I have killed hundreds of plants. My back garden, I have fake grass with fake plant pots, and I have fake little topiary balls because I know I kill plants. So consider young single individuals who have got a bit of spare money. Have they got time to look after them? So you might advertise different plants to them versus families who may live at home more, who want to get more from the plants. So understand who they are, and now you can target ads. Now you can choose the plants that are less looking after, that need less looking after. Develop content on your website to tell you how to look after a fern, how to look after a rose bush, how to look after a cactus. I guess, and just pour like half a shot glass worth of water into the cactus one, the little one that's about that big, when the water's dry. And when I can remember, into the fern on the windowsill. I don't know, but if you could create content and then have that as a landing page, have ads that say easy to look after plants, perfect to brighten up your home. You've understood the audience, you've understood the content, and then you've given them a message that resonates with them. Do display ads apply to social media marketing too? Or are those different types of ads? We're going to come across that in a second. We're going to talk about social advertising, so don't worry. Do Google Ads offer the ability to do A/B testing? Yes, so you can essentially do, Google Ads has an entire section for A/B testing, split testing, and as well, even if you don't set it up, you're going to have all the different keywords, you're going to have all your different ads, and then you can sort of see which ones are doing better. I'd recommend a minimum of 2 or 3 ads rather than just one. Do different content, do different wordings, do different styles. And then when people are typing in the keywords that you've listed, it will then trigger the relevant ads. And then you can start to see, well, which ones are doing the best. And then you can start to hone in the ones that aren't doing so well, maybe change them or improve the ones that are doing well to get an even better rate. But remember, at the end of the ad, the page that it lands on, known as the landing page, also needs to be optimized. If you've got a page that says, so this happened once, furniture, it said furniture for students. And it had a great ad about well-priced furniture. They were advertising it at the beginning of the year when students were moving into the halls or the digs or the accommodation. But then it landed on a page that was just a generic furniture page. And they said the click-through rate was good, but when they got through to the page, nobody was buying. And I was like, well, why would you? This is just a generic page for all furniture. You've got £1,000 sofa there. They're going to see it and go, this isn't the ad that I've just been sold. So we just tweaked the filter to say between £100 and £400, and then use that link so that when they landed on the page, it had affordable furniture. Then we went one step further and made a new page and called it student furniture. It had the same thing, but now it says the word student furniture at the top. It has prices that are relevant to students. It improved the amount of people that purchased because the ad from the journey of student furniture, seeing the ad saying student furniture, great prices for your new accommodation, down to the landing page, which then said student furniture and had great prices, meant that the journey was better because they saw what they had to be searched for, the search query, they saw the results, they saw the landing page. You have to think of every step because if you don't, people will drop off at different points. And then look at you and test your web page. If you've got a sales platform, go through the conveyor belt of I've looked at it, I've added it to basket, I've purchased it. Because I've done it before now where nobody was selling for 3 months. And we found out that they didn't update a plugin on WordPress, so the checkout wasn't working, and that's why. So always test every part of that journey. Be the end user. Cheap pizza, does it land on a page with cheap pizza, or is it a £15 pizza? Check these journeys. How can we discover the emotional language to use for our target audience? So all you need to consider is when you understand who your target audience are, students, it's buy one, get one free. It's great value. It's free delivery if it's not there because they're like, well, I'm going to get it free. It's great value and buy one, get one free. Family members, it could be any adult pizza, you get a kid's pizza for free. Any adult's pizza, you get a free side for your child. Allergies considered, please tell us. We're young professionals, delivered at a time that suits you. Why not book it in for when you get home? So when you understand your target audience, you can then start to create emotional content that is going to react with that target audience to make sure you understand who that target audience is. And then once you've wrote that content, that will then optimize what it is that they need to hear. Hopefully that makes sense. So next we're going to come across is social ads. So someone asked for this a second ago. I think they said, e.g., do your ads appear on TikTok? Is that display ads? So no, we're going to go through a little bit around this now. So paid advertising on social media looks a little bit different. So this will only appear on the platforms that you spend time developing this content on. Also known as paid social media, also known as social media marketing, often SMM. So SMM, social media marketing. So consider that this is a slightly different angle, but certainly is great for lead generation. So why should we use social media advertising? Why do you think we should use social media advertising? What is the advantage of social media advertising over search advertising? So have all of you ever seen an ad? Have all of you probably bought something because of social media advertising? I know that I personally have bought many things because of social media advertising. I've seen a video that's caught my attention. That video is probably been served to me because of a life event, because of what I'm interested in, because of what I've searched. So, for example, I got engaged about 3-4 years ago, possibly more. And as soon as I put engaged on Facebook, I put, engaged. Here's a nice picture of me and my wife to be. My friends liked it. My family liked it. Got a few phone calls. Everyone was happy. And that's what Facebook wants you to believe is that's for. But actually, as soon as you put engaged, it then means that you will get adverts for wedding rings, for wedding suits, for wedding venues, for wedding paraphernalia, wedding bits and bobs like cotton carts, candy carts, best men like presents, and so on and so forth. And if you're a woman, you'll get bridesmaids, you'll get wedding dress adverts. So you might think that it's just a nice little ploy to tell your friends and family, but actually it's also an amazing tool to advertise to. So this is why social advertising is so popular, because how many people here are on social media? Most of you. How many people have got Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok? Most of you. And even if you've not got all of them, you've probably got one of them. So why you're using social media should also be the reason why we are, because everybody is on it. So what are the main differences between organic, which is you just posting content on social media as a business, versus paid social media? So organic search is still, you want views, you want actions or click-throughs or people posting, but it's free. So you can spend that time developing nice content, nice words, nice images. But what's great is it doesn't cost you anything, but you do pay for that with the time it takes to create it. The content appears on your business profile and in people's news feeds that follow your business or engage with your business. but can only reach your followers and friends of followers. So you've got to think, if you've got 100 people following you and their friends can see that, that is your circle of influence. That's it. But if you go to paid, you pay for views, actions, and clicks, which means A, you get optimized ads. So you can see here, where is it? You've got like this page. A paid ad gives you the option of having the like button built into it rather than someone have to carry out a function. So they've made that process easier. What's amazing about this is your adverts can appear in any place, in more places than you could before. Your sphere of influence is much greater. People don't have to follow you to see the ad. You can choose, depending on the social media platform, people that follow other people, age, demographic information, marriage status, interests. So all of a sudden, if you've got a product or a business that is relatable to 20-year-old to 24-year-old women who are interested in fashion, boom, you can advertise straight to them. And your sphere of influence goes from this to this because you can actually advertise to them. And people go, well, I'm going to do it organically. You could spend 40 hours getting 1,000 people to follow you, or you could spend the equivalent of £10, 10 hours worth of money on ads and get to 10,000 people. So people always say that free is better, but sometimes your time is more expensive than you think it is. And you doing it totally for free, you may see a faster increase, which gets you more sales in the short and long term than it does to do that entirely organically. So paid ads gives you a bigger circle of influence, gives you better interaction tools to optimize what people actually want from you. So here are two very similar things. Life is a journey. Find out inspiration with Fabletics. Fabletics.co.uk. Like, comment, share. Very similar to the other one. Life is a journey. Find your workout inspiration with Fabletics. Now we've got a bit more content, look good and feel good, but we also have a button like this page. So in my eyes, you're far more likely to have someone clicking on the like button because they're like, interested in this. Let me like this. Let me read into it. And your sphere of influence will then grow. When on the left, they have to click on the page and then find the like section to like that page. So paying for it gives you more options, makes functions easier to actually do, gives you an option that's going to optimize what somebody can do with your content. So consider when it comes to this, this is why we spend time doing this, because paid search gives you more options, gives you greater level of influence on your end users. Again, the one on the left, organic social media search. It's from Adidas. It's about a new pair of trainers. It's an on-point image. It's crisp. It looks good. Have your trainers, no matter what the size, gold to suit your personality. And they've not even said that. But that's what I'm taking from that image, straight from the Adidas feed. On the flip side, they've done a paid ad here. One of three, so you can flick across to see the different ones. So straight away, I'm assuming there's more to come, more persuasive content. But then I've made a nice little ad that's got a line. My natural eye line goes, products, features, is signature webbing, 3-stripe. And I'm like, oh, I follow that line to the 3 stripes. Then I look at the line below it and go, where's this going? Shop now. I go to the next picture. It's probably going to have something similar. But because the shop now button there, if I'm already like looking at these trainers, I'm being served this ad as a re-advertisement, as it's following you around sort of ad because it's been set up to do so. I then go, interesting, follow the line, shop now. And I'm taking you to the water. I'm taking you to drink. I'm literally saying, oh, shop now. You want this. I know you do because we've served you before and you interacted and went on the website. So you hit shop now. It now goes to the landing page for that with more persuasive content with add to cart, buy now, PayPal, 3 payments. So you can break down your payment options. So all of a sudden you're serving different options to different target audiences. A professional might want to buy now. They've got the money. A student might want to pay it off over 3 months because at the end of the student loan period, and they've got another one coming in a month and a half. So they can't quite afford it, but they desperately want the shoes. So again, this ad gives you more options because you have paid for it. Again, look at the ad on the left, a free one. Google's official official page. They're advertising it. You've got a nice picture. It looks cool. But the one on the right has got the full website you can go to. No more, be confident with Family Link. You've got a bit more information. You'll also notice that on the page, it says the word promoted. It says the word sponsored. So you'll see on the last one, this one has got, where is it? Below that, it will say ad or say sponsored. This one says sponsored. That one says promoted. And now even on social media, when you've got micro influencers and influencers, if a brand works with them, they need to state that if they are being paid or given monetary value or return of what they're giving them to say this mobile phone is the best phone in the world, it's a whatever, then they need to state that they've either got that for free or they're being paid or they're in partnership, because it's not their own opinion. And this is where the blurred line has come. So this is why it has to say promoted. So you'll notice there's a difference, but it also nicely blends into your stream if you spend the time to create a good image, a time to create good copy, to merge those things together, to persuade your target audience. So where should I advertise? So again, we've got to go through this step-by-step process. So where is your audience? So Facebook Insights will tell you who your most popular age group is for your audience. Is it males? Is it females? What age are they? Why does this matter? So if you're targeting like a 25 to 30-year-old or 18 to 24, then the language that you're going to use is going to be very different to a 55 to 64-year-old. If I had an advert coming up for my mum for trainers saying, yo, 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 have these trainers. These are the most on-point trainers, perfect for your shoes to be comfortable and fashion conscious, but far cooler than what I've just said and done. My mum would be like, what are these people doing? Why have they just made a video and I'm not even watched the video? Moving on. Your thumb will just go, that guy just started with, yo, no, not having that. But on the flip side, if you were targeting that at the younger generation, instead of stuff like on point, on fleck, whatever, people understand that. It gets an emotional response from them. So again, understand who your audiences are, age, demographic, location. Then you can make an ad that suits them. A trainer on a 54-year-old versus a trainer on a 14, 18, 24-year-old, wearing dresses perfect for the winter versus wearing sportswear, wearing more fashionable dresses for that age group. So you have to consider who your different demographics are. So that will be perfect when we were talking before about the shop that was the eco-friendly shop, because that would be an example of you need to understand your audience to target content at them. What are your competitors doing? So go onto Google, type in pizza, type in fashion shop near me. Look at the adverts that they're doing. Once you've got their adverts, you can start to see, well, is mine as good as that? Is mine not as good as that? Look at their website. How does their website work? Have they got multiple payment options? Have they got pages where you can filter stuff? Do they have male, female? Can you slide the size for different sizes of clothes that are still in stock? Look at their advert, look at their ads, look at their social media, research so you can get inspiration, ideas. You might miss a certain day, like Official World Fashion Day, and you're like, oh, I've missed that. It's a perfect thing to be on right now. Put it in my calendar for next year. Or you might see last year they had it. Put that in your calendar for this year. So research your competitors, because your competitors is who you're trying to take the business from. So which platform is driving the most sales? So you might think, why is this remotely important? But you need to understand which platform is driving the most sales, because if you're spending 2 hours making YouTube videos a week, 2 hours on Facebook, 2 hours on Twitter, and then you go onto Google Analytics or you go onto your ads and you start to look at it and go, well, I'm getting 1,124 users from YouTube. I'm getting 376 from Facebook and 103 from Twitter. But you're doing 2 hours on each one. Ask yourself a question. If I'm getting 1,124 users, and out of those users, I'm getting a goal conversion rate of 7.48, and your goal might be to sell something, so it's a sale, compared to the other one where on Twitter, you've got 13%, on Facebook, you've got 8.856%. Is it better to get more from YouTube? Do I need to do something different on Facebook? Do I need something different on Twitter to improve that? So don't just spend time equally on each one. Which one is driving the most traffic? Could you spend 6 hours on YouTube and triple the amount of people and get more profit? And then look at what's going wrong on Twitter, look at what's going wrong on Facebook, and optimize them, do something different and increase them. So that all of a sudden you're getting more users from every platform. Don't just go, I'm doing 2 hours on each. Which one is driving you the most traffic? Which one is driving you the most sales? Because at the end of the day, if you're spending 10 hours in total on social media and 2 of those are firing and 3 of them aren't, you've just lost 6 hours of time. So consider this. Don't just go, I'm doing it. Don't eat, sleep, rave, repeat, and do the same thing you did last week if last week it wasn't working. Use data to drive your decisions. So what can we actually do with different targeting for different ones? So Facebook, I mentioned before, life events, interest, age and gender, and location. Just from that, I'm a wedding company. I can advertise to Joe in Manchester about wedding rings. And because he's a man, he's probably buying female wedding rings, or he's going to buy male suits, or suits in whatever, different styles. He's interested in not comics, but interested in like action heroes, interested in sport, interested in football. Right, could we maybe advertise him cool suits with maybe a tie that has some inflection of United on it, or has a cufflink with United cufflinks, or best man cufflinks for my best man. All of a sudden, all of these things, because they know my age, they know my gender, they know my interest and my life events. Twitter has a different demographic one. So location, gender, and age, same as the other. Keywords, what they've been typing in. But what's interesting about Twitter is that you can also target followings. So if you're a business, say a shop, you can advertise and target people that follow another shop. So you can literally target people who are already shown interest in another thing to try and drive them to yours. LinkedIn, again, location, age, and gender, but now you can target job title and skills. So if you're looking for directors of a business to buy a software that's going to help their business, you don't target at the salesman at the bottom of the tree. You target the person that can make the options, procurement, procurement team, procurement manager. And then it only shows the people that are relevant. Hence why different platforms need different strategies. So for example, Facebook. I want to target females who live in Coventry that like jewelry and have a birthday coming up, because they can treat themselves to a nice little present, and therefore they're going to have a bit of spare money, maybe from birthday money, to buy that. Perfect for Facebook. I want to target people who live in Leeds and are following my competitors. So we target other pizzerias around Leeds because they've already followed them. Why don't we just try and attract those followers to me, because they're clearly active on social media? I want to target financial directors who work in IT based in the UK, because I want them to be the ones that make the decisions, them to be the ones that can choose to buy things, and therefore they're based in the UK because I'm a UK-based company. So can you see that little bit of time can optimize for this? So we've got loads of questions, which is absolutely amazing. Are there stats on which demographics to choose which platforms? So if you have run a campaign, if you have a social media account that's been running for a while, you will be able to see which ones has got which. So if you've got Facebook, Instagram, and say Twitter, in the insights, it will tell you on different platforms which one is more your target audience. So for example, if you're on Pinterest, that is very much female orientated. And Instagram is generally more female orientated. At least it was last time I looked at statistics. So then you might think, well, I'm going to target more of the female content at these, maybe 60%, 30%. When on Facebook, I might target that at men, or I might target that at older women. So you can literally go on each platform and go, right, the best audience for me on this platform is females who are 34 to 44. But on Facebook, actually, I've got more of a demographic of women who are 50 plus. But on Instagram or Twitter, I've got a demographic of 20 to 34. So different platforms can sway in different directions. And the insights, if you've got Instagram and Twitter, you can turn on a business profile for that. So you get slightly better insights as well. And then you can start to choose which one is swaying in the wind for you on that platform. Hopefully that gives you an answer for that. On Instagram page search, can this still only be utilized for shops with products? No. It can be adapted to anything. So if you've got your profile on Instagram, you can have a link to your business, your IT consultancy, your lawyer, your gardener, landscaper, whichever one is the one that you use. And you can make really good ads. You can link that in the bio, but then the ads, you can have it linked straight to your advert. You can have buy now and it goes straight to you. You can have inquire now, find out more, book a meeting for free today. All of a sudden, this persuasive call to action button takes you straight to that location. So it's not just for shops, but great question. Natasha Grindley, Instagram, can I use that for shops? Oh, sorry, yeah. So yeah, you read that one already. For example, a boutique hotel. Yeah, totally. You sell the dream with a boutique hotel. You have someone chilling in the bed. You have someone stood by the window with some champagne, some Prosecco. You have someone stood inside your quirky, small boutique hotel and say something like, why have the big boys when the smaller boys serve you better with our special offer, 2 nights for £200 or whatever it is that you're going to do. And you try and sell the dream so that people come to you to that small hotel rather than choose a big one. There is any way to see insights of competitors' sites or only your own. So you can go into your competitors' sites. You can do competitor analysis as well. Have a look at SEMrush, have a free version of this, where you can do a little bit of competitor analysis. It'll give you their keywords, how many followers they've got, compare them to yours. You can also do this on just type in competitor analysis online. But if you go to Twitter, you can see the followers, you can see what they've got. And you can see the ads. If you go to Facebook ad library as well, you can see what the competitors are doing for their ads and actually physically look at what your competitors are doing totally for free as well. But have a look at their platform, see the followers, see the engagements, and use that as a benchmark to see how you could get there. What else do we have? Found this page with traffic in Google Analytics. Jim, can you find this page with traffic? Yes. So if you link up your social media profiles, it will not link up, just have them, and it drives traffic to your website. As long as you've set up Google Analytics, you can see all this data. If you spend a little bit more time, you can even link each posts. So you can have a look at something called a Facebook pixel, and then just have a look at the equivalent for each of the platforms. It's a little bit of code that you embed within the post when you're doing an ad. And then you can see how individual ads rather than just a platform actually do. But by default, as long as you've got traffic coming from them, it will give you this analytics. So please do set up Google Analytics. It literally takes 5 minutes. If you're not sure what Google Analytics is, we have a course called, I think it's Get Started with Analytics. And it will go into Google Analytics and tell you how it works, what questions you ask, what data you can get from it. So Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok insights are great. But if you can see a lot of these overarching insights on Google Analytics, you can see where the traffic comes from, what time, who, what's your most popular time. And then you can start to use this data to make better business decisions. Where do you find the statistics for users on different platforms? So generally, all of them have insights. The best thing to do on Twitter and Instagram is turn them both into business accounts. So if you're not sure, I can't really go through it, but in settings, it says business account. And again, if you're not sure, you can't find it, Google, how do I turn on a business account Instagram? And it will go a video, boom, boom, boom. You do it and you get better insights. You'll get actual insights. LinkedIn gives you quite good ones straight away. Again, if you make a business page, you get slightly different insights. Twitter, the same, turn it into a business profile. You get a bit of marginal variation on functionality as well. On Facebook, you need to make a business page. Don't just use your profile because you'll get extra options for different categories. So if you're a shop, you'll be able to put a menu. If you're a business, you'll be able to put your services. So do utilize all of these different tools on different social media platforms so you can start to see which one is the best ones for you, which one brings you the most traffic. Use tools for like optimizing your timing so you don't have to do it. So, for example, Buffer is quite good value. I think it's about £2.50 a month for each of your social media platforms, but you can put in content for weeks on end. If you want to go into the free section, have a look at Hootsuite. You can have, I think it's 2 or 3 profiles on there for free, but you only get 30 posts in advance. And if you're doing 1, 2, 3, 4 posts a day, that's only going to last you like a week, 2 weeks, maybe 3. So sometimes it is worth paying. The question is, if you don't pay for something, you can utilize the tools on each platform and spend longer doing it. But if you pay for a service, say like Hootsuite or Buffer, you pay for it. And you might think £10 a month, I can save that by doing it for free. Or you spend £10 a month, but you do 1 day of social media a month solid for 8 hours, but that does your whole month, which means you don't have to do that hour again in 2 weeks because you're using the free platform. So sometimes consider that, yes, it's £10 a month, but how much are you worth? If you're spending 3 hours a month because you've got to do it all manually on all the platforms, or you spend 1 hour a month doing it on one paid for platform, but it does it for the whole month, and then next month you do it again, or maybe you go away next month, you can't do it. Well, schedule for 2 months. So if you use these platforms, you're saving yourself more than that £10 a month. It's not how much it is, it's what are you worth? It's what do you rate yourself at? So it's sometimes it is worth looking at these. And Hootsuite often has like a 3-month free trial. So keep an eye out for that as well. What about TikTok? What kind of audience targeting is available? It's the same. So you can basically target different audiences, different hashtags. It's all again about demographics. Every single one has their own sort of area. So again, when you're doing it and you're creating the ads, I think it's something like business.tiktok or something like that. And it literally comes up and gives you demographic options. You can choose options to be able to advertise on. I'll be honest, I don't advertise on TikTok. There's none of my businesses that I work with that are actually on there. But the research that I have done into it does have that similar thing. Again, just go onto TikTok and type in, how can I advertise on TikTok? There is videos galore. When I first started working as my own little mini agency, YouTube was the biggest answer to these questions. Follow on TikTok the people that do the TikTok advertising. They literally show you step by step how to do it. Sometimes it's not about asking the question to someone. It's about taking that journey yourself, making the ads, and then you can literally create loads of ads for free. And then it's not until you actually activate them that you pay for it. So do have a look at search, have a look at Facebook, have a look at Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and see how you can utilize these ads to optimize this for you. So at the end of this, remember, you should do this as a small business as well. Always see where you can get this advice. Find people online that can do this. We're offering you one-to-one mentoring at g.co/UK mentoring. Perfect for your small business to strive. If you're making Facebook ads, don't just go straight to this and say, can you help me make them? Try and make the ads first. Go through the process. Add pictures, add content, get a few ads ready. The same with search advertising. Then select, I want to have some help with social media advertising. Select, I want some help with search engine advertising. You can have multiple sessions. But then when you get there, you've already got quite far. You're not starting at the beginning. And that hour can be utilized to tweak, improve, maximize what these ads are for. Don't come with a blank template. Come with a complete template so you can take them steps and the experts who are there will skip the hurdles that they got stuck on. And last of all, feedback. Even you posting stuff online, could anyone give me some feedback on the website? What do you think of this week's social media? What would you like to see our shop selling? The same thing we're doing right now. If you've enjoyed today's webinar, I've pretty much answered every single question. And this is an amazing amount of questions as well. We don't normally get this many questions. So we really do appreciate every single person asking these questions. Go to goo.gul/digital garage feedback and leave us some feedback. Was it great? Was it fast? Could we include TikTok, for example, in the future ones? So you can start to get a better grasp of everything. But either way, thank you everyone that has got involved today. Thank you for getting involved. Thank you for making it interactive. Do give us some feedback. If you want to get a little bit digital garage, #digital garage, take a picture of yourself, some of your notes, advertise it online. Feel free to put the link to the Digital Garage and hopefully bring your friends, family, business partners, charity partners with you. But either way, thank you so much for getting involved. I'm going to see now, I've got like a cheeky, maybe a minute. I'm just going to see if there's any questions that I've not answered. Can you find a page with the traffic and analytics? So the traffic analytics is literally just under the traffic section of analytics. It really is very easy to see. Traffic analytics, where the statistics, user platforms, TikTok. No, I think I've answered every single question. Good luck with your plant store, Kabir. Joe, thank you for asking. Hopefully your A/B testing is going to do well. Crystal, again, get your emotional language in there. This is how you can convert it. If you're not sure as well on what sites your audience actually visit, ask them. Do a post on Twitter. Do a Google form. What's the websites that you visit the most? What websites do you visit when it comes to this sort of content? Sometimes you can't always get all the answers, but you can find out the answers. Either way, I think I've hit my time limit. Have a great day. Thank you for getting involved. Thank you for asking questions, and come back to the Google Digital Garage. Thank you very much from me. Thank you very much for moderating today. It's been much appreciated and brilliant work. There's been so many questions. It can't have been easy. So thank you very much, Rashan. I apologize again. Have a good day. Thank you all.